Alright guys, welcome back to my channel Basilisk Reacts. For today, before I even start that, I have to say that I have been swamped. I have been, what is that called guys? It's like an avalanche of all the recommendations, all the comments, everyone having an idea of what is best to start with. And I think with car radio, I am doing a good job. This is going to be a upload, let's see, 12 years ago, right? I think it's only logical if I somewhat see the growth that 21 Pilots is making and have already made. So car radio, and I have also seen multiple times Ode to Sleep, was it? Let me just check it again. Ode to Sleep. Many of you guys are saying that. So I am recording this, and the last or the most recent song, what is it called again? Drum Show, right? I opened it already. I haven't watched it. I am eyeballing it. I went through the comments to really see what kind of info is there, and I see that maybe it's something like car radio, right? It's car radio, Josh's version, and it freaking slaps. So when I read that, I was like, I cannot record this right now because I don't have the necessary information to really fully appreciate it, right? That is why I think the recommendations are so important, because for the people that have already been into the 21 Pilot scene, they know best. I have to accept that as a fact. And so I have to listen to you guys when you come through with all the recommendations. Wow, what a long intro. For now, 21 Pilots car radio official video, 12 years ago. Let's jump into the time machine with this one. Hopefully you enjoy. We're going to be watching it together. After, I'm gonna rewind the whole clip and dive a bit into an analysis, provide you guys hopefully with some amusing commentary. Thank you. Let's get into it.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. I find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work there are only two, and from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Oh, hold on. Maybe I'm pausing too early. I don't think so. Wow, guys. All right, so full disclosure. Full disclosure, I got goosebumps. That's not what I wanted to say. But for 21 Pilots, this is a song that I already have heard in my life. And I think it was at one time even played on the radio here, or maybe even seen on TV. But it was such a long time ago, and I never knew that it was 21 Pilots, right? I never knew of the band's name because it is a band, right? Two people. But when I heard it, I was already, and I'm talking about way back then when I first heard it. I was so very impressed. I thought it was very catchy. I don't know, very captivating, especially the first part. I actually forgot the second part, or maybe the channel got switched or the radio. I don't know what happened, but it felt to me as if the second part, when he enters the crowd, that was a first for me. And 12 years ago, guys, I'm super, super impressed. When it comes to the quality, um, I think they have been delivering from back then to this very day, right? When Drum Show is being uploaded, is uploaded. So, yeah, this is great, guys. I love the introspective kind of lyrics, what we're seeing here, and I really wonder how old. Who is this? What is his name again? There is Josh, and then there is Vessel. Hmm. Okay, let me just scroll through the comments real quick to see. Maybe. I don't want to take too long. I don't want this video to be too long. Tyler? Tyler. I think. Tyler. Okay. So Tyler, right? How old is he here? Because I think to come up with lyrics like this, it's just all very deep, all very introspective. And I really like those kind of lyrics. And I just adore the people. I really envy the people that can come up with lyrics like this, because it's one thing to appreciate those lyrics, but to really come up with those lyrics, I think is another. And I think the difference between the two is quite big. I never gave it a try, but I always wanted to be able to do this, like Tyler is doing. Maybe it is. Maybe they're working together to come up with the lyrics, right? But it's very easy to assume that Tyler is the one coming up with the lyrics because he is, of course, the only one singing, right? Guys, let's just jump into the analysis and yeah, zoom in on some cool moments. But honestly, when I say that, we might as well just watch it again because it was one big cool moment for me. I will try my best to, even then, filter the coolest of the coolest moments. Sorry for pausing right before he starts to sing. But maybe this is a nice moment to really make use of the time machine, right? And see what differences we see. I did read in a comment that the ink that we see on his throat and his hands are not permanent. And please, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I have read that he does that, Tyler does that to really um, emphasize the song where that is seen to be part of the story of the one big 21 pilot story. Please, guys, to me, this sounds very interesting. So I really would like to know. Um, but now, of course, we are not seeing the hands, we're not seeing the throat. We are seeing um, yeah, some, maybe this is called tribal tattoos, right? Maybe this is just Tyler's tattoos that are permanent. But I don't think I have seen this before because this is the first time that I see him with a short sleeve shirt like this.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no.
You know, guys, I don't know if he has something, if he is on the spectrum or whatever, and it is not, guys, please. It is not me trying to make fun of Tyler in no way whatsoever. But what I do think and what I do feel like is that it really adds to the experience when he is sitting in the corner and he is this called fumbling? No, it's not called fumbling. But he is just busy with his hands like this. And what I immediately think is, oh, there's something, right? There's something not wrong, but there's something different about that one, right? Oh, that's a peculiar one sitting in the corner. And what is the word I'm looking for? Folding his hands and just being antsy, right? I think when you are creating that kind of image, I think it only is profitable, or it really helps the case of the lyrics being so introspective, right? When it comes to lyrics like that, you would rather have the knowledge of someone being a bit autistic, right? Or just a bit, just known to be very into thinking, just only busy with thinking about thoughts, right? That way you can really appreciate the fact that these are introspective lyrics, I would say, guys. So in no way is this any shade or whatever. I just really like this attention to detail if it isn't the case, right? If it isn't the case, because we are seeing here an artist trying to really provide us with a message, and the visuals are just really helping me personally.
No distraction. This car that I'm driving, there's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Right, guys? It's just the thoughts can be dangerous. And so that is why it is so heavy on someone that is just experiencing, thinking about thoughts, just endless thoughts, not really seeing a way out of the brain, out of that domain. And now, not to have a radio, not to have, what is it, distraction, right? In the music, in the form of distraction. Yeah, that I think it's very introspective, just profound lyrics. I really like this whole theme of just your mind. I think that's always a very interesting topic. And I don't know what it is, but I do feel like this is a common thing to consider when you are losing it, or when you are on the brink of a delusion or whatever, to shave your head. I personally I don't understand it. I don't know where this feeling or this need is coming from. Um, but I do notice that it is shared among, I wouldn't say a lot, but with some people, right? It's not unusual to see um, this visual, this depiction. Am I using that word correctly? Just this um, approach of really showing us, portraying madness, shaving your head. I think it's very common to see that when we're talking about going crazy or whatever. But I never understand it. I never understood it. So guys, please, if you know something I don't, I'm very interested.
I ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. To find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work, there are only two, and from
This is the existential dread, right? And I can very well understand that it's just so much better to just listen to some music, play some tunes, right? I don't just kind of numb your brain, occupy it with just listening to music instead of letting it loose. Yeah, I always think it's a very interesting topic, and for 21 Pilots, for Tyler, right, to really show it in this way, I'm so excited to get into some more, guys.
sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work, there are only two, and from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I had to replace that slot with what I once bought, cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
I love it so much, guys. So the lyrics, right? The lyrics, I would say there is just so much beauty in not saying a whole lot to really elaborate on your point any further. And I think 21 Pilots, Tyler, in between these symbols, right? 21 Pilots, Tyler, just I don't know who I am talking about when I am addressing the lyrics. But in any case, um I think it's beautiful that there is no need for a whole story, just some lyrics that are just hitting. They really grab the essence, and everyone is open, is welcome to interpret it in their own way. And I just know, with lyrics like this, 21 Pilots are really stimulating just the well, I wouldn't say the best version of ourselves, but just to think, just to be more, right, just to be more aware. I think that's beautiful. I think that is just so much better than, um, well, take me for example. I take so long for explaining just one thing, right? I would say, okay, yes, I try to, and I am often not very successful at explaining myself. But if there would just be a small number of words needed to really give you guys my message, that's way more intelligent. That's way more creative. That's way better. And 21 Pilots, I think they're really rocking it in that department, because all of the songs that I have seen up until now, I am loving the lyrics, guys. Oh. So this is 12 years ago, right? But I don't know if you guys can see who I am seeing right here. And I imagine that 12 years ago, this would be a way bigger deal than it is now. But still, I don't really leave the house that often. So, in a sense, I am still living 12 years ago. So, this right here, guys, is Waldo. And we have found him. If you don't know what it really means, right? If you don't experience it in the way that I am trying to really portray here, um, yeah, you don't really have to look into it. But I think that on its own is already an achievement. If you are able to say, "Well, I found Waldo," right? You don't really have to understand it. Just know this moment we share together now, and we have found Waldo. Fidgeting. Fidgeting is the word that I was looking for. When he was fidgeting in his hands, when I saw him do this kind of movement, it just shows that he is overstimulated, right? That is the word that is coming to my mind at least. And when he starts fidgeting, that is what I then think of. Yeah, it really just shows someone that is not orthodox. Maybe I should use that word. Is not a generic kind of people, because when we're talking about the normal standard people, we're not talking about people that get overstimulated. I think, I don't know for sure, guys, but I think. So that is the reason why I think this is just so nice to see as a visual, because I can really appreciate the lyrics more because I know that the source is just thinking, right? I don't know. I love it.
And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence.
I love it. I love it so much. What I think is that he is screaming, "I am not very versed in the metal or rock scene, guys, so I don't know the terminology, but I do know as much as this being a scream," right? He is screaming this, and it is a style of vocal use. And the very first one, I would say, is the best one.
And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit. And now I just sit in silence.
Wow. Yeah, I love his erratic movements here, man. And this frame, you know who he reminds me of? Juggernaut. Especially when the mask, right? The beanie or the ski mask is not just closing in on his neck, but rather a bit later. So that really adds to that wide juggernaut neck, I would say. And I really like it, man. I really love this scene. This is the best scene. This part. Really love this part.
And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. reminder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
It's so amazing. I think, guys, with just 3 songs checked out, and I'm hoping not everyone that has watched my channel, right, coming from all different kinds of artists or groups, are now seeing this when I say this, but 3 songs in, and this is hands down, I would say, I love it the most. I really love it the most. I think they are such great minds. 21 Pilots. Okay, so very curious to see when it comes to the lyrics, right? Is it just Tyler really just writing everything and Josh just adding the percussions? What is how are the tasks divided, right? Who is producing the beats? Who is coming up with the lyrics? Who is I just want to know because they are just 2 people, right? I think that's amazing. 2 people, and they just feel like a force to be reckoned with as if it was a band of maybe 10, 12, 20 people, right? They are just so efficient. They're so effective. I love them. I love them so much. So, car radio, and I have seen there has been a, what is that called? A tag here. More by Fueled by Ramen? I don't know. Showing Dirty Soul. Sorry, guys. What is it called again? Anyway, I did see it. I will check through the recommendations. I will check through the comments because, yeah, I think it is the most logical to go by chronological order. But honestly, guys, I am giving myself to you. Please, what do you think I should be checking out next? In any case, I think it will just be so awesome, right? I just feel the need again almost to really rank them because this really blew my mind again. I don't know. I think with every watch because this is my opinion, right? You don't really have to um, you don't have to hear something that is to your liking, right? To your specific taste in order to appreciate someone and then to appreciate the coming or the past, all of the songs that you haven't heard, because the essence just shines through, right? And I think with 21 Pilots, I have seen 3 songs, and my opinion of them now is they cannot miss because all of their material that I have seen so far is just so great. I cannot imagine them putting out something and me thinking, oh, this is not up to par, right? They're so great. Okay, guys, this has been such a long video. Let me check. 30 minutes for just a 4-minute video, 4-minute 40 video. So I will end it here. I will close it out. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching this with me because I, for certain, really, really enjoyed this one. And I'm just so excited to get into some more 21 Pilots. So I'm so happy I have been welcomed so warmly by you guys. And I just hope that, yeah, we get to enjoy some more 21 Pilots together in the future. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.